All right, so a lot of people have seen this clip of Cam Newton having a conversation with the brother Jason Wilson. And towards the end of the conversation, he asked the brother to do a certain hand gesture. And this is his response. Check it out.
Pinky, then add the thumb. And when I say all together, we're going to say what?
One love.
You ready? Here we go. One finger. You got to do it with me, brother. That's just a sign of love.
Okay, so I hear you. Can I share something else? This symbol is called Mana Canulo. It's a satanic salute as well. Google it. So for me, listen.
Google the sign.
Listen to me. Listen, Cam, listen.
Now, people were in the comments roasting Cam. They was going in on the kid. But I think we need to have a conversation about something that we as Christians love to stress over unnecessarily. And that is the idea that if something has pagan roots, then that means that that thing is automatically evil or demonic. So here's my question. As followers of the Most High God, the creator of heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, why are we so paranoid of everything? Like, we flinch at every symbol, every gesture, at every phrase. But listen, that's not discernment. That's superstition dressed up as spirituality. Let's talk about it. So let's say that the brother is 100% correct and that the Manu Kunudo really does have pagan roots, and it does. But the question is, so what? The origin of a thing does not determine the power of the thing. If we had to avoid everything that had pagan roots, good luck. We wouldn't even make it out of bed in the morning. As a matter of fact, take a look at this thing right here. What is that? That is a wedding ring. Now, do me a favor. Show me in the Bible anywhere where God sanctioned the wearing of a wedding ring to signify your marriage. Go ahead. You ain't gonna find it. It's not in there. You know why? Because the wearing of wedding rings has pagan roots. That comes from the ancient Egyptian traditions. And then the Romans, they adopted it. As a matter of fact, the reason why we wear our wedding ring on the fourth finger on the left hand is because the ancient Romans believed there was an artery called the vena amoris that ran from the fourth finger to the heart. Completely pagan. And that's not a knock on that brother or anyone else that wears a wedding ring. All I'm trying to say is that we participate in things that have pagan roots all the time. Other examples of everyday, ordinary things that have pagan or magical roots. Birthday cake and candles. Right, so your little one, they got a birthday coming, so you go out and you get the little cake and you put the little candles on there. You know, depending on what age they turn in, they get that many candles, and you tell them, hey, close your eyes and make a wish and blow out the candles. That's pagan. The ancient Greeks used cakes and candles to honor Artemis, the goddess of the moon, and they believe that the smoke that comes off of the candle, that's what carries your prayers and wishes up to the heavens, and that's why you make a wish before you blow out the candles. Completely pagan. And what about New Year's resolutions? That's completely harmless, right? That comes from the ancient Babylonians who made promises to their gods to repay debts or to return borrowed items during the 12-day New Year's festival called Akitu. Now, the ancient Romans, once again, they adopted it and they moved New Year's Day to January 1st, which is named after the god Janus, who was the two-faced god of beginnings and transition. Completely pagan. And speaking of Janus, all 12 months of the year are all named after Greek gods and goddesses. The same with the 7 days of the week. All have pagan roots. If these things were spiritually dangerous just because of their origin, then we as Christians, we be cooked. We'd be in trouble every single day. But you never heard anyone say, oh, don't say thank God it's Friday because you're worshiping the goddess Freya. Why? Because don't nobody believe in the goddess Freya. And that is the point. Paul has already settled this. In 1 Corinthians chapter 8, Paul is talking to the believers in the city of Corinth. Now, this city was steeped in paganism, steeped in idolatry, and now you have these believers that are coming out of those pagan systems and now coming into the church. And now they come into the knowledge of the one true God. People on the street are selling meat or food that was once sacrificed in those temples. So these new converts, they're like, what do we do? Listen to Paul's counsel. Paul says, now, as regarding food sacrificed to idols, We know that an idol is nothing in this world and that there is no God but one. So in other words, what Paul is saying, yo, relax. Those idols are not real. Eat the food. The real issue is worship, is not objects. So the sin is not in the object, it's in the heart. You want to burn sage because you like how it smells? Go ahead. You want to wear a wedding ring to symbolize that you're married? Knock yourself out. Your kid wants to do a age-appropriate TikTok dance and post it online? Let her do her thing. You want to decorate your Christmas tree, or you want to do yoga as a form of exercise to keep your joints and everything limber? Go ahead. Get your downward facing dog on. The issue is not the item. The issue is what or who you trust. Stop giving more power to these symbols than Scripture does. So to wrap this whole thing up, an object's origin does not define its power. Your worship does. Idols are nothing. False gods are nothing. But God is everything. We're called to be disciples, not superstition detectives. So live free, live wise, live holy, but stop living afraid. Man, I love y'all. All right? And until next time, this is Manny Pierre welcoming you to the club, the Disciple Club.